What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a fantastic Monday. It's Victory Monday. Already got to talk about the victory. Being at the game last night was truly phenomenal. And a lot of you guys, obviously a lot of fans don't like the Eagles to claim to, but it's always just to be negative. It's the only reason they talk about them. So everybody pissed off about the win last night. We don't have safeties. We got to trade for safeties. And as I kept trying to slowly help them, look, last week I made a trade video. There was a guy actually in that video, breaking down the contract details, all the things you need to know so that you don't have to listen to the media or these content creators that don't know anything about football. I literally don't understand how he can't trade. He's not allowed to sign anyone after Julio Jones. It's people get upset about practice squad stuff. These are normal things. And I think this is the changing of the guard here. Thank God. I think everyone's going to be an Eagles fan now. I think we got them. We talked about it. Once we beat the Dolphins, I never actually said a bad. I actually like the Eagles a lot. Jalen, look, we got them twisted, man. The haters are down bad right now. And we talked about it. Wait till this week when the Eagles trade for a safety. They're all going to be running. And, dude, here we go. We get that safety. One of the safeties we talked about this past weekend. Actually, a year ago, we talked about him. And I almost tried to use the same graphics. I was like, wait a second, because his contract, his age, all that stuff is different from when we talked about Kevin Byard. And obviously I talked about him a week ago, but we've been mentioning this name in other safeties, and obviously with Justin Evans and all those guys when they were healthy, loved this safety route. But when you have a lot of injuries like this, you have to get help, and we all knew that. So the Eagles go ahead and they trade for Kevin Byard, baby. And you heard the media. The Eagles don't have cap. They don't have draft picks. Look, I understand they don't know anything about the Eagles. That is very clear to me. But I broke down the draft picks we have, the cap space we have, everything that, we do have to be able to make a trade for a guy like, Kevin Byard. So, yeah, man, talking about taking him to the woodshed again this year, this has been a tough one. So, Eagles haters got to be down bad after this trade. Howie Roseman continues to fleece, and the Titans can't even believe they answered the phone. Fleece them for A.J. Brown, and now fleece them for Kevin Byard. We give them Terrell Edmonds, who looked terrible yesterday, and then 5th and 6th round picks in the upcoming draft. So, wow, Howie Roseman, you son of a bitch. And we talked about 10 picks next year. We had the ammo to be able to get rid of some of those and make a move. And, well, you can see why the media never gets anything right, and I continue to just keep doing it because they don't understand how the cap works or anything, really, the draft picks. I mean, it's got to be a tough time for them after watching that win that we talked about how it would happen. And, well, they had to watch it happen. And I can't imagine just how tough it's got to be for them right now because now we have Kevin Byard. Got to be down bad. Yo, man, I appreciate you, dude. And, look, we all have different schedules. I get those lives in when I can, but I appreciate you tuning in whenever you can. I'm going to continue beating just to a pulp all the other content creators, media, that the Eagles suck, the season's over. I guarantee you they are all now the biggest fans. Every video you're watching, every post. Actually, nobody even scares me. Yes, thank you for repeating everything I've been trying to get you to say. Nobody scares me. The Chiefs, the Bills, and the Niners are coming. Good. They have to fucking worry about us, not us worrying about them. People have this twisted. We are the best team in the NFL, and I will not change that stance. And I think other people will start repeating that. So, all good, man. And I appreciate you watching that live video. You heard it then. I told you I'd be back Victory Monday, and I want to hear that hate. I want to hear it. I want to hear how much the Eagles suck. I want to hear get rid of Howie and Hurts. I need to hear it. I just haven't heard from those people. I don't know where they went. And China, you've heard me talking about it. I know you're a true supporter. You are watching all those videos and you hear me breaking this stuff down, trying to help the media, trying to help these other content creators so that they don't look so lost out here. And, well, then you see another move like this. And it's like, remember just a week ago, it's over. Howie will never, he can't trade for safety. It's like, God help us, dude. But, and yeah, we looked at that contract last week, so we'll be taking a look at that here in a second in case you guys missed it. So we'll see. And hey, man, Tennessee's just a horribly run organization, new GM. And look, they talk about it like with the brotherly shove or Howie Rose, like everyone can do this stuff. It's like, well, if they could, they probably would. And look, I know everyone thinks they're intelligent when they don't know anything and don't get anything right. But my thought process is, the people that know what they're talking about actually know what they're talking about. They get things right. They explain it in detail. And I don't see that anywhere else, dude. I do see people taking my info and repeating it. That's great. But, dude, we're going to get them. We're going to change the game. We're going to get people loving the Eagles, talking about how we're going to the Super Bowl. We are building a dynasty. I promise you, when I said this, over a year ago, we would be talking about this midway through this season. I meant it, man. I meant there will be the biggest fan base ever. Everyone's going to. I actually love the Eagles. See, when I was a kid, I saw down there, well, the color green. I love it. I do. And that's what I am here for. Stand into the haters, dude. Let them. I love it. But, Tennessee is just straight up stupid. And they got to be mad, Liz, just punching air. That son of a bitch, Jimmy Smith. How dare he keep getting all this right? Oh, I love it. And they can't stand the fact that the Eagles, no matter how unintelligent they are and how much bullshit they make up and misinformation they put out, nothing is going to stop the Eagles. I'm sorry, Gary from Westchester. You don't know what you're talking about, dog. And that's just the way it is. And look, and they just, he's dead on. They're clueless. And whatever, man. So we're going to thank them for giving us Kevin Byard here by taking a gander at who this young man is. 30 years old. Last time we talked about him, he was 29, 5'11", 212 pounds. His 8th season out of Middle Tennessee. Hey, don't we have another safety from there? Anyways, you've got round 3, pick 64 in 2016 is when he entered the league. And he's only played for the Tennessee Titans. Now, so far this season, if you are one of those people that only watches stats and has no clue what's going on in the game, you're going to lose your mind. You're going to hate this trade. He's horrible. He's washed. His stats aren't statting. Yeah, so there's what his stats look like this year. Obviously, playing on a horrible team like the Titans, not really helping you out much. But in his career, this dude is an effing baller. Out of the 120 games where he hasn't missed a game, he has started 111 of them. 63 passes deflected, 27 interceptions, 674 tackles, 15 of those for a loss, 4 sacks, 19 quarterback hits, 3 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery, and a pick 6 for a touchdown. Well, obviously it's a pick 6, so it's a touchdown, but a pick 6 and a fumble recovery for a touchdown. So, look, the dude is a playmaker, but one of the things we mentioned about, acquiring players like this is, how do you make that work? And, you heard the media, well, the Eagles only have like $4 million cap. It's impossible. It can't be done. There's no way. Well, I wish there was a way for them to just watch my videos just like every other content creator's doing. Get smart, baby. Come on. I'm trying to give you free information to make you intelligent. I just don't understand it at this point, but whatever. You diehards, I know you love this stuff. So let's take a gander here at Kevin Byard and how are they getting so lost with this information? So, look, I know it's confusing, but this is why I break this stuff down into detail all the time. So, you're looking at $11.27 million cap hit. Holy shit. So, some things need to be moved around here, and we talked about that. And the Eagles are literally going to do that. So, what did we talk about? You have right here, his cap savings, $4 million, if they were to cut him, if they were to trade him. These are all the things when the Titans had him. This was the contract we were looking at. So what we talked about was, okay, so if you're looking at, this 11.2, like, oh, yeah, that sucks. That's great and all. But let's take a gander here. What happens if you trade him? So you trade him. The Titans take on $7.2 million in dead money. Okay, they're taking on that much of the contract. We take that $4 million. So now you're looking at a $4 million cap hit, right? Okay, that sounds really good. But his cap hit is going to be 2.4 with the Eagles. Why is that? Well, you look down below and you see we talk about restructuring, extending. Now, he's got himself 4 years on his contract, but I have an asterisk there because next year he has an out. So you have all this dumb money, all these dummy years added on, and we talk about how Howie is a magician with that stuff. Well, other teams try to do it and then walk themselves into, things like this, where they're trading them away and taking on more dead money than they're saving any kind of cap space. So not great. Yeah, they get Terrell Edmonds, a fifth and a sixth, but you lose a star player and you're taking that dead money. So, hey, good job for you. But as we talked about then, if you trade for him, you're looking at about $2.5 million cap hit. So you just took his $11.27 million cap hit. You traded him. Eagles took that, and then they're going to restructure or extend whatever the hell they're doing. His cap hit's only $2.4 million. Okay? So when the media tells you they don't have cap space, tell them you really don't know how things work. Please tune in to Jimmy Smith at On the Road to Victory, because he'll break it down for you. Now, if that didn't make any sense to you, please feel free to ask. I explained it, in detail with that safety show. You guys should know how all this works. I mean, we've been doing this for years. I mean, you see how I've been able to help ESP understand the contract details. I mean, look at all of these media people I had on my show that had to learn. I mean, I brought them on, and it's like, well, you gotta have to understand some things if you're gonna come on my show. But hey, man, we're gonna keep teaching people until they get it, dude. And well, they kept saying how we didn't, and I just kept making shows about how we could and would. And ooh, this has gotta burn, baby. So during that show, I showed you the Eagles draft picks, what they had there. So don't worry, you're gonna have a Show Me the Money show coming up, and it's going to be a breakdown of the cap and everything. I'm saving that one. So let me show you the draft picks here now that we have gotten rid of a fifth and sixth. Now, one of those compensatory picks I took off, and then that sixth is actually from Tennessee, and it's either going to be our pick or theirs pick, whoever was worse. But well, now they can just have it back. But the thing is, I'm not sure the exact details, because one of those fifth round comps could turn into a sixth. So maybe we're just giving them 2 comp picks. Maybe one of those fifths is the Minnesota or the Tampa Bay. I'm not exactly sure what picks, but those are the picks you can see here. So you've got a first, 2 seconds, a third, a fourth, and 3 fifths. Now that 1/5 could be a sixth. Just keep that in mind. It can change. Now you see 7 the following year. So we've still got 15 picks the next 2 years, and we just added an all-pro safety, baby. So let's effing go. I don't know about you, but quite excited about this. And, as much as I talk about all this stuff's going to happen, when it does. It gets me excited. Like, I'm not just like, oh, well, I knew that was happening. Like, I tried to, but it's like, it's pretty awesome. You know what I mean? And hey, man, I'm doing my best out here, Hulk. And I know you tune in here and you talk about it. And we talked about Kevin Byard. He's from Philly. Why not bring in a guy, a veteran presence that could help? And, we were talking about this before Justin Evans, relevance, before we drafted Sidney Brown, right? And I liked our safety room before Justin Evans was on IR, before Sidney Brown was banged up, Reed Blankenship's banged up, and Terrell Edmonds is our only hope. That's not the route I want to go. So you heard me last week, and the week before that, I've been stressing, we need safety. And I told you I'd make a video, and we were going to trade for one of those mother effers, and, well, here we are. And here we go, baby, Kevin Byard. But I appreciate you, Hulk. You keep tuning in, and I'm going to keep pumping out as much content, try to call as many things as I possibly can, whether it's a draft, a trade, signing. I'm going to do my best to stay on top and be number one out here, because it's truly beautiful right now to watch everyone just having to repeat everything I've been trying to tell them. Look, man, watch what you're saying, because you're going to have to backtrack tough. And they are right now. They're in this weird spot where it's just like, well, I actually liked them, but I did. But yeah, I was just, and it's just like, all right, dude, well, just admit you don't know what you're watching, and you are reactionary off of people like Dan Sileo. And that is not a good recipe for understanding what's going on. And yo, baby, we sure did. Let's even go. You heard it here first, baby. We're going to trade for safety this week, and you're going to hear everyone repeating my Super Bowl prediction. And my God, we're here on Monday, and it looks like that's all about to happen. And look, I don't ever try to steer you wrong. I'm not trying to be a dick. What I'm trying to do is laugh in the face of all the other dicks. You spend all this time to make sure, all the hours of extra time I spend to put together the greatest Eagles show out there, I'm going to spend the time to laugh in your face. It's that simple. And he sure can. He's actually a guy that can play the nickel. He can play the run. He can cover. We talked about all of these things. And if you guys have missed me talking about Kevin Byard for over a year, yeah, man, he is a talented guy that we definitely want to see in this defense. So I'm all about it. But yeah, he can play in the box as well. He can blitz. He can do things. But the fact that he can play a little nickel, he's, can play deep as a safety. He can do it all, man. He literally is a defensive back that we need right now. So I'm all about it. Yeah, man. And, people don't understand, they're saying Brian Johnson should have been, a Hall of Fame coach in his first few games, fire Nick Sirianni, trade Hurts, you got to trade Sidney Brown. Everybody sucks. You've heard it all, man. And as I said, once we win this game against the Dolphins, everyone will have to take back, well, actually, I love this offense and they're great. And so, yeah, Tim, we've talked about this over and over. There's no one that can stop this offense. If we're not shooting ourselves in the foot, we are the best team in the NFL. And also, like I said, everyone will be a fan of this defense. I promise you. And you can see it, man. They hated it the last couple of years, but this defense is legit. And what did I say? Sean Desai, it's Jonathan Gannon on crack. We actually have a coordinator that's going to make it work. And you see all those content creators that were so upset that I said we would, break sack records last year, and we did, and be number one against the pass, and we were. And, I tried to help them understand how this defense works, and you can see them now just all over this D, and it's like, thank you, man. That's all I've been trying to get you to do. And I didn't want you to have to go that far down to your knees, but hey, man, that's, where these people put themselves. So they're going to see, this team is the Super Bowl best, and they're going to the favorite contender for the ESPN, the books. Everybody's going to, I'm telling you, I told you, man, I don't lie. I just put out facts here, and well, here we are. So I'm ready to go just talk shit to everyone, for the next year. There's nothing that's going to break me. You saw the fans and media, they continuously tried, this guy sucks. Everybody sucks. This coach sucks. Eagles sucks. That's all they could say. And I just kept telling them, hey, man, I wish you would watch the show. I wish you would listen. I wish you would learn just a little bit and then make your opinion. But look, man, if they keep listening to ESPN and Dan Sileo and, the Kendall Jenner kid and the Thomas kid and all those kids that just never played football, it's going to be confusion for this fan base. Everybody's going to hate them every week until they're winning. It's just what we're going to deal with. But I'm going to stand up to them all, guys. Don't worry. And, people hate me for it, but that's okay. I don't mind being a diehard Eagles fan. I get that that's hard for those people to understand what that is. They're used to just picking a team that's winning. I've never been like that. I don't know, man. It's weird. But we'll see, dude. And, hey, man, glad to have you aboard, Jay. We've all been talking about how it was going to happen. And, I think for me, it's hilarious because the people that say it can't happen just clearly have no idea what's going on, dude. And that's sad, they can be getting free information, but hey, it is what it is. So, as I've mentioned, for a long time now, Kevin Byard fits what we're trying to do here as a versatile defensive back that can help us in all kinds of areas. And we're a kind of defense where you're not a free safety. You're not a strong safety. You got to be left. You got to be right. You got to be interchangeable, be able to do what each side needs you to do. Weak side, strong side. That's what it's all about. And he's a perfect piece. And if you have certain plays where you could maybe use him as nickel, Sidney Brown, we talk about those versatile safeties, and that's what fits this scheme. And I know a lot of people didn't want to hear me talk about this defense, but the way I'm able to tell you exactly how it's run and which players we're going to go after is understanding the defense. It's key. But I guess just throwing shit at the wall, hey, those people get 50,000 subscribers. So that's what's up, man. They can keep doing their thing, talking about how the Eagles are never going to amount to anything. I'm going to keep telling you Hurts is going to develop. We are going to the Super Bowl. I'm going to keep doing that, and the Howie. Remember last year, it was fire Howie. He's the worst. And then I just heard it this past week. Everybody, he's the worst. Can't believe he wouldn't get a safety. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, we just signed Julio. I promise you. I told you in my tweet. Nothing yet, but he's working, bro. He's trying to get a safety. Like, I told you from my source, it's happening. If I say it and it comes from my source, it's happening. It's just that simple. It's happened every time. When have I ever told you something and it didn't happen? Now, if you go to any other media person or content creator, you'll be like, well, it's about every week, right? So, whatever. And yeah, man, he's home. So I'm all about it. All about all those things we talked about. No, I don't necessarily think we have to. But as I told you guys earlier in the video, I will make a video just talking about some pieces. I know everybody wants to talk about how we need Derrick Henry. Got to get Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, all that stuff. But I'll break it down, my thoughts on it. If I think, we need to try to get an all-pro at every position without, the cap space to do so, all that stuff. I'll break it down in realistic terms. And we'll pray to God we get through October 31st without everyone saying fire Howie, because we don't trade for every all-pro at every position because it's real life and not Madden. So, Yeah, and you see people, they don't understand football a lot, and Julio Jones, nobody at the age of 34 can even catch a ball in the NFL, and it's like, well, Travis Kelce's 34, and I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he's actually pretty good. But again, this comes back to if these people would watch football and know what's going on, it'd probably go a really long way, or at least just repeat what people who know what they're talking about say. Be like the other content creators. Watch my show and repeat what I say. It's a recipe for success. Just don't be like me and stand up to the assholes and the clowns. Don't be a true Eagles fan because they will hate you for it. I promise. Yeah, he was bad, and he was bad last night. Oh, my Lord. And Miss Cleo, I'm Miss Cleo. Cleo effing Smith, baby. I'm all about it. And I think this Halloween I'm going to go actually, just ruined it. I was going to show up on a show, but I kind of went against it. I'm like, that'd be a little too much, showing up with the crystal ball and the hat on and stuff. But I thought about going as Miss Cleo for Halloween, and that's not, it is kind of rubbing it in their faces. I don't want you guys to think I'm some boisterous dickhead because I've never been like that. I've always struggled with believing in myself, but for years, just taking these bashings I take every day from people that don't know football, you bet your ass when all of the things I always say happen all the time, I'm gonna laugh in their faces because it's got to be brutal at this point. Just imagine sitting here every day and just trying to prove me wrong. Like, dog, I ain't trying to argue. I'm trying to help you, homie. Hey, it is what it is. And look, man, and again, I hate when I even say, because then I feel like, oh shit, they're sitting here like, oh, what a dick. Like, bro, if you guys follow the comments, if you follow along my show, you see how much hate I get from all the content creators, all the media, from how hard these people were on me because I try to teach them how Jalen Hurts would develop, or why Howie was a magician, while they were saying last year we're the next Browns. We, got to get rid of Howie. He's the worst GM ever. And Sirianni's terrible. Like, I don't know what these people watch. It's not football. It's got to be, these things. And I don't know how people watch that stuff, but more power to anybody. You guys follow those radio stations and stuff with the people that just make stuff up all the time. Hey, that's more power to you, but you can always come here and find out what's actually happening. That's all I've ever asked for. And bro, Howie is the GOAT, right, my man? Let's go, Seymour! They see more butts right now. That's our ass right in their face, because let me tell you something. I have taken so much shit in the first 6 weeks, and it's like, dude. And what the worst part is now everybody, all the content creators, everybody's the biggest Eagles fan, and then I got to hear everyone repeating back to me everything I've been trying to tell them for months. And it's like, yeah, I know. Like, good to have you aboard. Like, holy shit, man. It is what it is, man. Let them lose their minds. Each week they're gonna, flip on this team, and it is what it is. And you heard them balling, and I sat right here telling you, ain't nothing going down that unless we shoot ourselves in the foot, and well, we did not do that. So, and look, man, hey, I do my best to tell you. And when I said we were trading for a safety this week, I meant it, man. So. Look, and he sucks. I don't know how people follow him for advice, but it is what it is. And hell yeah, we're all happy here, man. And yeah, I was mentioning, and if you guys missed the joke earlier when I said, I think we have another safety for Middle Tennessee. That's Reed Blankenship. But let's go, baby! GP, my dude, appreciate all those kind comments I've been seeing as of late. I'm doing my best to get people on board. And I think remember when I said, when we trade for that safety, watch the narrative flip. And how beautiful is it? We just beat the shit out of the Dolphins. Then this happens. I'm guaranteeing they're all repeating my Super Bowl prediction and a dynasty prediction on top. I'm telling you. And hell yeah, he is, man. And something I was just mentioning a second ago there. So remember, people were saying, yeah, man, they just don't know what's going on. And as I told them then, look, I don't know who's telling you you're not allowed to sign or trade anyone else just because you signed Julio to the practice squad. But I would highly suggest not listening to those people, because we're trading for a safety. And I said this week. Oh, and it's Monday, which is the start of, this week. I don't know, man. I don't know. It is truly. And look, I know what it is. Like, I come off as arrogant for sure. And that's fine, man. Because my whole life I've let people shit all over me, talk shit to me, treat me like shit because they're entitled and been handed everything in life. Now I started standing up to those people. So entitled people hate me, bro. I will always be a man of the people. I prove to you that you can come from the ashes and be anything you want. I will work for the Philadelphia Eagles, and that rubs people wrong. That's too bad, man. You hate that I know how the cap works, that I understand how the draft works and have predicted every year I've done this, who the Eagles would take for 5 years in a row. They hate that I break down how we're going to trade for A.J. Brown, DeAndre Swift, Kevin Byard. I don't get it, bro. And all I ever try to do is help. But people, a lot of times, they just watch Eagles to project their anger at themselves or whatever's going on in life. And that's not for me. That's my escape, man. So when they come in, F everyone's, I just try to help them. Actually, this is how it works. And then they get offended like I'm, doing something to them. And it's like, hey, man, I'm just trying to help you understand how this game works so that you're not out here looking like an idiot. And over and over, it just keeps happening. And it's like, dude, I want to help. Like, one day I'm going to work for the Eagles and you're going to have to just bend the knee, the haters, and you guys are supportive. So you're coming with me. But it's like, dog, I don't know what to tell you. If at this point, at this many years of doing this and just smoking everyone, like, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? And people always ask, why aren't your subscribers? I'm like, well, look, I lose about as much as I gain in a day because I'll sit there and I'll body bag you, dude. If you think you're going to tell me, no, dude. And now, not you guys, you want to have a conversation. You think this guy sucks. You can tell me why Hurts should be traded. I will have a conversation and explain to you why Hurts is going to develop into something great. And I did that with a lot of you. I had great conversations. We still do. But there's people that are different, that go, I hate everything. It's a difference between, being hard on your team and just being a quitter and being a Cowboys fan. And that, to me, I don't like that, dude. And those kind of fans, we have a lot of them now. So you see it. You see who they support. All of the top content creators. Name one that ever has gotten anything right about the draft or knows anything about the cap or knows how football works, period. That's no knock, but it's like, dude, I started the channel because no one else was doing it. So I was like, fuck it, dude. I honestly am baffled by the fact that people follow so much nonsense and then they repeat the nonsense. And then when they look like asshats, they're confused. It blows my mind. It's like, wouldn't you just listen to someone who actually gets stuff right? And I mean, like, every day. I honestly feel like I'm living in a hell. Like, it's just like, nah, dude, you're not allowed to work for the Eagles yet. Like, you got to keep being right over and over. And it's crazy. Well, Roby was starting at slot, but he's banged up right now. Rick's played a little bit there. We had Scott there starting. So we'll see how they figure it out. But Rick's did well in his short amount of time. So, and hell yeah, fuck the Diamondbacks. And look, I want to make this one and get it over so I can see the end of the game. I have it paused, so don't ruin too much for me. But I appreciate you, my man. Whenever Maddox come back for the playoffs, no, he is out for the season. I don't know where people get this stuff. A lot of people don't know a lot of things, man. They trash all these players. This guy can't play this. This guy sucks. Trade Hurts. This coach sucks. And I don't know where they get this stuff from, but I'm always going to break it down. Damn you, Nola. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yo, man, appreciate you tuning in, my friend. And a beautiful, beautiful thing, Kevin Byard to the Eagles. I'm on cloud 9, baby. And please forgive me. I don't want you guys to think I'm some boisterous asshole. Seriously, I don't. But taking all that hate, I've literally, I tell you guys, I have mental health issues. I've dealt with people my whole life telling me what I couldn't do, and I accepted it. I let them win, and I don't do that shit anymore. So if I come across as cocky, it's because I believe in my shit, man. When I talk about the Eagles, it's because I firmly believe what I'm saying. When I put on a show, I'm giving you information that's going to be gold, baby. You walk into the bar, the store, your barber, you're going to talk so much shit, they're going to think that you work for the Eagles. That's what I want from this. I want this fan base to be the smartest, not just the most passionate. And when I talk shit about those, it sucks because there's a select few. We are such a massive, awesome fan base, and I just haven't found all of them yet. They're all being caught up by people that have never played the game, and that sucks. But guess what? We're going to keep building. We're going to keep showing people exactly what happens, and they'll eventually come aboard. And as I said last week, I know you guys have been dealing with a lot of the hate, and you guys bring it up a lot, and I've been trying my best to avoid it because I just don't care. It's too much for me, man. This disease makes my life hell, and I try not to complain. This is my escape. So when I come to my escape to talk about something I love, the last thing I want is hate, negativity, just hate. Dude, when we lost the Jets, you saw how pissed off I was. But what did I say? Sometimes you need a punch in the mouth. And just like with the Commanders last year, everybody will jump ship. But we're going to go win this big game against the Dolphins, and everyone will be right back. And Super Bowl content. Yeah, man. Here we are, dude. And look, each and every one of you, I love you. I do. And when I come out here and I tell you something like if it's a hint, I'm not going to say something. Like if it's okay, this is happening, I'm telling you, and I'll tell you what I can. Like I can't come out here and tell you, like when I told you about Julio, I'm going to say it in a way a way that maybe you can figure it out, but I don't want to lose my sources, and I work so hard that, I've made these actual sources. Like you tell me anybody else who like sits there during a game and gets to like text with people that work with the Eagles, like that are hanging out with the Eagles afterwards and telling me, like, to me, that's not even real half the time. I'm like, holy shit. But I got to realize, like, this is only just the tip. Like, this is nothing, baby. Like, we're going to the top. So when I tell you guys I'm bringing you with me, it's in the sense that I will always remember all of you that have been supportive, but I'm going to take you to games. I'm going to take you to do things like, and I've done that with a couple of you already, but bro, I ain't got massive money. I ain't got that kind of stuff. You can tell by the computer, bro. I'm trying. And, with this disease and with a family, it makes it really hard for me to be like, oh, my free time, that's what I should spend my money on. And this is an investment. This is a career, but I'm doing what I can with what I've got. You know what I mean? For now, you got to hope that the fantastic content is enough. I know a lot of people want pretty pictures and hats and pretty clothes, and I don't do that stuff. I'm sorry, man. I'm all about football, and I know that is not today's world. That's really what people hate, but dog, I'm not going to change. So for those of you who love it, let's go. And I love you too, Alex. I appreciate you tuning in. And I think that's why, I never will, but I think when I say it, I don't want you to repeat what I say. I think that they should be gathering information off of someone who knows what they're talking about. So I don't mean in the sense that they're going to repeat everything, but they do, and they build their content. All of their shit is based off of things I say. But what I mean is I want them to repeat the words Super Bowl champion. So that's what I mean. But yeah, man, I wish they would form their own opinions. But obviously, by proof of their work the past few years, maybe they shouldn't be forming their own opinions. And just if they're going to follow someone, maybe I don't know, maybe, follow someone that knows what they're talking about. Just an idea. But let's go, Brian. I got this news and I wasn't home. And I was like, motherfucker. And then I was like, oh, wait, I have old Kevin Byard pictures. So I like try to load them up. And then I look and I was like, dude, this shit's so old. I was like, he's not even 29 in his contract. I was like, dude, you got it. So I had to redo the whole damn show. And that 5 seconds of information you saw, that takes like a couple hours to put all that together. So I always think about that. I'm like, if these people knew how much effing time, how much sleep I lose, like last night getting home at 3:15, waking up at 6 a.m. today, I woke up on fire, dude. I don't even care. I was just, let's go. Like my family, like I feel bad for them. I'm like, I'm sorry. But they love it, dude. They're part of that. And you guys are part of that. This shit helps me. The Eagles help me so much with this disease. And I know that sounds crazy to people, but it helps me get up on days where I feel like I can't. And I know that rubs people wrong, but I can't change that, man. Like, I just want to run through walls when I talk about my Eagles, even when they lose, man. I know that's weird for people, but you can't change it. It's 37 years of my life from birth. It's how I'm always going to be. And I appreciate you, B-Walk. I'm just doing what I want to give to you, the diehard, all of you that are tuning in right now. I want you to be able to tune in and be like, hell yeah, like screw those bandwagon shitbags. Like, I want you to get so much information that you're like, leaving here like, holy shit. Like, I want you to be able to tell people like, yeah, I wanted Kevin Byard too. I want you to literally, and back to what Alex said, like, I don't want you to repeat what I'm saying, but like, I want you to listen and then form your own opinion. Like, maybe you do want Kevin Byard. Maybe after I try to convince you, maybe you believed me that we were trading for a safety this week. Maybe you didn't. I don't know, but use that information I give you and do what you want with it. I don't need you to repeat me. I don't want that from you guys. I'm talking about the trolls, the squirrel bags. That I'm talking down to them because that's what they deserve. You guys, I love you. You are my equals. I love every one of you. And if you ever met me, I'd give the shirt off my back to each and every one of you, no matter what was going on in life, because that's just how I was taught. And that obviously backfires a lot in life when you build other brands, help them get Brian Dawkins on their show, do things, and then they cut you out. Look, I'm used to that kind of stuff. People blackball me all the time, and that's been my life. The difference is now I don't use drugs like alcohol. So when you try to destroy me, dude, I'm just going to smile in your face and come back 10 times stronger. And that, for people, it doesn't work out well. And it's like, hey, man, I'm the most emotional person when it comes to Eagles, but I don't act on like my emotions. I'm not reactionary to every play. It's weird. And I love you too, Brian. Appreciate you, man. And please do not think of me as some like pompous dick, because all I'm doing is grandstanding on their faces because they talk so much shit about us and they want to put me down. And it's like, bro, I got nothing in life, man. I am scrapping to get by. And I'm trying to work for the Eagles one day. And, they're going out of their way to try to make that not happen. That to me, that's a smack in the face. So yeah, you're going to hear from me when all of it happens. Let's effing go, baby. Appreciate that super chat, my man. Cannot thank you enough. You guys are way too kind for all of your support here on the channel, the comments, hitting the like button, subscribing, all you're doing. I can't thank you seriously enough. And it makes it so much better to know that there are people out here that know that I'm calling these things. Like before, it was just I'm doing all this stuff. And it's like, I wonder if anyone's picking up on the fact that I'm breaking this all down. And now, like, you guys are messaging me, reaching out like, oh, my God, you called it. Oh, my God, this is happening. It's like that. I love that. I love, like, you guys are just like, you're my brother. You're just like when me and my dad, like, getting random texts, random messages. You guys are pumped up. You're pissed off, whatever it is, man. That's what this was about for me, creating a family. And you guys are family to me. And look, a lot of people aren't going to feel that way because, they just follow the media and they want to be pissed off all the time. And, being positive definitely rubs people the wrong way. But I'm sorry, man. I love my birds. If that offends someone, I always tell, look, you don't have to subscribe. You don't have to be here, because if you don't like people that love the birds, you're in the wrong place. And yeah, that's the problem. They listen to these people that are like, the Gifford per ass average up the Dandry or down by the Giffords Bay. I don't know what they say, but they just make up this stupid shit. And you guys know I can work numbers better than any of those analytics people, but they just make stuff up because they don't know what's actually happening in football. So they rely on these stupid ass stats. And look, I like stats and things, and I bring them with all the time to show you guys, but I always tell you every time, grain of salt. You have to understand the context of these numbers. And that, unfortunately, you either got the math nerds or you got the football brutes who played 30 years ago and you got blitz every play, So we've just got these two collective bases that are just so lost as to how anything works. You got to find somebody that knows how it all works. But hey, until that day, we'll keep listening to dumbasses, I guess. And then one day they'll maybe hire somebody good. So took a break from YouTube. Appreciate you, my man. I really do. And doing my best to be that number one guy, because look, as much as, there's other great content creators out there doing great stuff, and those guys do really good with, the making up the trade stuff and freaking out all the time. Like that's, and for people that are into that, hell yeah, man. But that's what I say. I'm a completely different thing from any other content creator. I'm about information. I want to talk about football. I want to talk about what's really going on. More power. And they're making more money than me, not talking football. So I can't knock anybody doing that, dude. But I'm going to stick. I believe in myself, and I believe, making the connections I did with the people that work for the Eagles, the fact that they believe in me and love my style, that's enough for me. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, the Eagles. Oh, yeah, okay, I'm down. But I'm with you, dude. It's hard. I try not to use too many things on social media because it just drives me. It drives me insane because people are just way too whiny about things they don't understand. And yeah, man, I'm welcome them all because they're all going to repeat me. They're going to be repeating me. So, and I love every second of it. I truly do. But no, he's a 30-year-old safety. That's a good age. He's a veteran to come in and help. He's got a lot left in the tank. Hasn't missed any games. You're going to hear someone in the media. He's got an injury history. He's been out forever. He hasn't. And it's a solid move, man. It really is. And, what did I talk about this past weekend? When we beat the Dolphins and then trade for a safety this week, we're all going to be sitting here on cloud nine, right? Shit. I am dressing up as Miss Cleo this Halloween. I'm going to be honest with you because I don't even know if I'm real anymore. I might be Howie Roseman because I think you guys have convinced me of that. At this point, I might be. I don't know. I'm his avatar. I don't know, man. And yeah, I wouldn't worry about his age, my man, at all. And it's definitely happening. And they hated me, hey, tough stall. The Dolphins are going to kick our ass. And then we're screwed after the bye. Watch when you start seeing content creators. When they say it's those other teams that got to worry about us, they're going to be repeating that. I promise you. It's not the Chiefs, the Niners, and Bills we got to worry about. It's the Chiefs, Niners, and Bills worrying about us. I promise you, dude. I promise you, those people all watch. I'm your favorite content creator's favorite content creator, because if you notice, it's weird how their topics will. I'm just saying, hey, just watch and you'll see. Born and raised in Philly, boys, you know it, baby. Bringing him back, bringing Swift. We talked about both these guys this offseason, and it's like, the Georgia stuff. They're building a brotherhood here, man, and people don't want to see it, but they're about to. They're about to bear witness, just like we said last year. You don't have to accept it, but you're going to bear witness to it. And oh, baby, I can't wait to smoke the Commanders this week and then go right through the Cowboys. I am all about it. 2 divisional wins coming up. Always going to be tough matchups with division opponents. Can't overlook them, but I am excited. Hey, man, I appreciate that. And look, he is pretty cool. And, that second time last year when I got to talk to him, we had a good conversation. And being able to say that stuff to him before the Eagles had fans again was awesome. It was at that moment where everybody's like, fire Howie, Hurts can't develop. That's right when I'm talking to him, telling him, I can't wait to see Hurts develop, go to the Super Bowl this year. And he was like, oh, we're going to the Super Bowl. I was like, you're damn right we are, man. And to be able to have that in the chamber now, the next time when I get to talk to him, like, hey, I'm the guy from the wheelchair who got out of the wheelchair and was talking to you. And now here I stand again. 3rd time's a charm. I will be getting a job with the Eagles and Howie Roseman. It has to happen. And I'm going to keep working until it does. So I appreciate that, Alex. I really do. And yeah, he's, as I talked about in, the earlier in this video, dude, he's been healthy his whole career. He's good to go, man. I'm pumped up. And look, man, people are just looking for a reason to be negative. I'm always looking for a reason to be positive because I believe in this team. And when they suck ass, trust me, in my 37 years, I've seen teams that suck ass. This is not that team. And as I've said all offseason, it's going to be embarrassing for a lot of people with all the things they've said. And it's got to be at this point. I would love that. I don't know if I'll be a successor because he's already got some guys. But maybe they'll go find jobs elsewhere like Andrew Berry and Joe Douglas did. But I'm going to keep doing what I can. And, when I try to work for the Eagles, it's going to be look. Like, I can be 70 people all at once. Like, you see these media people, these content creators, all the stuff that they do, I do all of them as myself in my free time with a Chromebook. That's like 10 years old. Yeah, dude. So why don't you give me like all the little PFF stats and all the things that make people popular? Give me the stupid shit. Give me a real computer. Give me things, dude, it's game over. Just imagine when it's in a level, equal playing field, when people aren't allowed to just steal my work, like they'll have to see where it comes from. Dog, it is over. And like, just give me the tools. I'm already the greatest. What the hell would I be if you know what I mean? Like, it baffles me. So what the plan is, I want to get in there. I want to be like a Dave Zangaro and, just a lot more energy and knowledge. And I want that to be like the stepping stone into, yeah, man, if you could just let me do this while I intern front office stuff, because bro, I ain't going to go get a GM job in the NFL. Like, I don't have that kind of resume right now. Like, I need to start somewhere and learn from someone like Howie Roseman. So I would be happy if that is the case here. I'm not going to lie to you. I've always loved the numbers, and my mom always thought I'd do something. Wouldn't that be something? Mix the Eagles and numbers, and somehow that would be pretty wild. I'm not going to lie to you. And I'm all about it, China. I appreciate your belief in me. You guys, you're too kind. You really are. And look, man, and at this point, it's just annoying. Like, even saying it, GP, because I'm not even being an asshole saying it, because it's like, is there anyone? Is there anyone who's even come close? And because, like, if it is close, then that's fair if someone else, but if not, I don't know, man. You always hear people saying stuff like, well, this guy did this. And it's like, no, they didn't. Like, I did. Like, I did. And then they just repeated what I said. Like, I need you to put the work in. You know what I mean? So, hey, man, if you know anybody else, the last 5 draft picks, all the people we've traded for, just scroll through my YouTube one day and wonder if I am Howie Roseman. Be like, how's this what? How did he have an A.J. Brown trade? Wait, James Bradbury is going to sign with the Eagles a month before. How did they get out of that contract? Oh, my God. He explained it all. I don't get it, man. I don't. But I appreciate you, man. As long as you guys consider me number one, I'm all about it. But no doubt, man. And I see a lot of people seeing that, and dude, if you follow or use any social media, please do. Cause I was trying to make a video. If you can send me that stuff, I want to put that in a video because I've been looking for all these people because I hear it all the time. This guy did this or this content creator. Fantastic. Send it over my way. I'm trying to put together this video, but it's been very lacking. So please do. I would love that. I would love to see all of that because it was crazy being the one person to sit out here for 5 years and call all of the Eagles draft picks. Like, that's crazy. It is crazy to me that, people, and even this one, when I said, you guys with me on Jalen Carter yet? Or, is everyone just pretending I haven't gotten 4 years in a row? And then it happened and it was like, damn, dog. Woo! You even saw all those content creators on my show. Like, I'm waiting to see who I should say we're going to pick. And I'm like, that's power, baby. Only thing the Cowboys are better than the Eagles. Yeah, they're not better at anything. They suck, and we'll be whooping that ass in 2 weeks. No doubt, man. Can't forget Isaiah Rodgers. Yeah, don't forget him, man. If you guys are forgetting any players or don't know anyone on the team, tune in every single day. You guys see the depth chart, all that. You just saw all that stuff. I'm about to show you this depth chart here with the reserves included. So I'm doing my best out here, man. And, hey, man, they'll be on board soon enough, Brian. But let me show you this depth chart here. But, I showed you the draft picks. Now, what I want to show you each time before I show you the depth chart is the reserves. So if you're wondering where someone is, why they're not on the list, this is where they are. So you've got Bradley, Evans, Johnson, Jurgens, Maddox, McPherson, and Watkins, and, of course, Rodgers suspended. So those guys are not on the team. Let's take a look at what's going on. Now I'm going to show you the offense and special teams too, even though we added defense just to keep you up to date with what's going on. Now, Julio, he's a practice squad guy, but as I said last week when I put him on there, I imagine they're going to elevate him as many times as they can before they sign him to the active roster. So I'm just putting him in there. There he is. So that is what the offense looks like. Nothing changed. Anybody in green is new to the roster this season, just in case you've not ever seen this show. Now, on defense, this is where things get changed up. So you just take Terrell Edmonds out, you add Kevin Byard, but holy shit. So we talk about Sidney Brown being that third safety, how I feel. Look, you guys know I wanted him in this draft. I didn't hear any other person talking about him. So, yes, I love the kid, but the thing was, you got to give him a little bit of time. Let's get him up to speed on things. He's a versatile piece. So that third safety role is where I had him at. And you can use them all over the place. A nickel cornerback as that big nickel. We talk about as a dime backer, lining him up all over. And, well, now you're going to be able to do that again. So Byard and Blankenship, the Middle Tennessee boys coming out to start at safety for the Eagles. And Sidney Brown will be sprinkled in there. So when we talk about, will Roby miss more than one game? I don't know. But maybe you just use Scott, Ricks, and Brown again. So you have multiple pieces for different situations, that some work better than the others. So I really feel, this is why I'm so confident in the Eagles. And this is why I believe everyone will stop with the whiny bullshit. And you already see it, man. And I love it. Thank you to some of you for just accepting defeat. And yeah, baby, I love it. I really think that this team is still winning the Super Bowl, and I have not changed that. And you can see on the special teams, nothing has changed there either. So that is all the information I wanted to give you. I want you to at least see all that stuff. But if you guys are ever, I always see people who, what, they don't know. And I feel so bad. I'm like, man, I don't know why you guys aren't following people that tell you everything about the Eagles. So make sure to subscribe. If you guys want to know everything ever about the Eagles and then things before they happen, I'd love to have you as a part of the family. The more, the merrier. I'm always here to talk some birds. And look, we're going to grow this bad boy. I don't care how slow it takes. I'm never going to change, bringing the facts. So let them keep hating. I'll keep educating. Now let me get to these comments, and then I'm going to get rolling out. But my Lord, are you guys piling them in here? I love it. And I'm about to do that. I've thought about it. I'm like, I'm trying so hard to work for the Eagles. And people are like, why don't you just work for anybody? I'm like, I don't really want to. I'd rather kind of, so it's like, but whatever, dude. We'll figure it out. But go effing birds. So we'll see. Can this guy cover? Who can play? Yeah, that's hilarious, dude. If you hear any of those dumbass, whiny media people saying, well, he can't cover Travis Kelce, just understand that they're very stupid. Don't know anything about football. And they're upset that the Eagles did something good because they're dumbasses. And they're mad that the Eagles keep proving their dumbasses wrong, man. So I love to see it, man. So no, don't listen to those jackasses that don't know anything about football. Kevin Byard is a great coverage guy. He's going to come out and help. Nobody can cover Travis Kelce, but you'll do your best in a match zone, and we did pretty well against him. So yes, those media people, they're all going to be shook. He's too old. He can't do this. They're always looking for something for their tiny little PP to get off to. And let me tell you something. It's embarrassing to see how stupid those people really are. You're like me. How are you like me? People tell me I'm wrong all the time, and when I prove them right, stop hearing. No doubt, man. Yeah, dude, I'm just doing my best out here. Yeah, man, that's the facts. This is where the diehards come, and each year I get to deal. I hear it each year, and it's like, yeah, and I love it, dude. I don't give a shit. Like, I don't care if you guys start to argue about everything with me. As long as you just accept it, and that's what it's all about, man. I find it so awesome every year because it's like some people go so hard, and then they finally it's just like, well, actually, I'm loved. Dude, that's my favorite effing thing. Always, Brian. Always. Kelly Green, I'll always love Kelly Green. I know when people were offended about it, when they heard about it coming back, I was just like, you guys are fucking high because this is the best. Dude. How stupid is that? YouTube's nuts, bro. They blackball me all the time. I can't stand them. So I'm sure they're going to sass me now, but think you was wearing looks so damn. Yeah, man. I love me some Kelly Green. Always will. And, it's for us diehards that really love it. The new fans that didn't understand it, and I get that. You're only been a fan since we won the Super Bowl, but look, for me, that's my childhood. I will always love that. So love to see other people loving it. And Alex, I don't know what you are. I'm just saying, in general, it was weird to see how much hate that color got. And it was like, dude, weird. This is our history. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. But I loved every second. I told you guys I was emotional during that, dude. I was just sitting there like, it reminded me of being with my dad at the games. Like, that's where my passion comes from. I didn't have the luxury of just picking a team because they were winning. This is my favorite team now. It was in my blood from the moment I came out of the womb. So I get very invested in this team because they're the best. And yeah, man, they wore their same gray pants that they always wore. I loved it, man. I really did. And I love you too, man. I appreciate all you guys. I don't think you understand how much you mean and how I can't do this without you guys. And I know it sucks. We're only getting one more Kelly Green, but I told you, you're allowed to wear alternates 3 times. So my guess, and I bet they'll be repeating this one, is when we make it to the playoffs, that's when we bring out that third one, the third time we wear it. I'd love that. I said during the time, I don't think the Cowboys, really that good, but if they're good enough to maybe make the playoffs, that'd be beautiful to beat the shit out of them while wearing our Kelly Greens. But I don't think the Cowboys are really that good. And please, if you're a Cowboys fan, I am not like other Eagles content creators. No. I will not build my brand arguing with you. No. You can stay over there in dumbass land. That's just to say that the Cowboys are not good. And that's just from a football breakdown. I appreciate that, Wheels. I really do. And, dude, it takes me right back to my childhood. I love every second of it, man. I really do. And I'll always love our birds. And look, you guys see my passion. I don't ever falter. I stand up to all the clowns, always will. And that's how this channel is. And I'll get it this way. When the Super Bowl, right, you're going to get more subscribers. I don't think so, man, because I am the only person that predicted the Eagles would win the Super Bowl. And that was my first year doing it. And what I got was death threats and people wishing that my disease would kill me. And irate, all Eagles fans, all fucking pissed, dude, that I believed in Nick Foles and broke down how we would win the Super Bowl. And look, it was really weird. And then, I called like the draft the next year and everyone we signed. And then the next year, everyone we signed and traded and drafted. And then I called like everything and then going to the Super Bowl. And then I called that and just called another trade. So like I continue to be right more than anyone ever. And it doesn't, because people are more offended that we didn't trade for Tyreek Hill or Patrick Mahomes, like, some weird guy that never played football told them. And now I'm the bad guy because I tell them what's actually happening. It's a weird thing, Legend, but I appreciate you, man. And I would love to believe that the facts and all these things I get right are going to be helpful, but it actually kind of pisses. I get less subscribers when I get all this stuff right. People start unsubscribing. They start sending all this hateful comments. They're pissed, bro. So It's weird, dude. Trust me. That's why I keep saying, if you know any diehards, get them in here, man. This is a place we are building a family here. We are not letting these troll dicks make a name for us as quitter fans like the Cowboys. Oh, they only root when they're winning. Oh, they're weak and they want to trade Hurts. And it's like, not every content creator, like I know every other content creator wanted to trade. There's not one single content creator that didn't want to trade Hurts. They all wanted Russell Wilson, Jimmy Garoppolo. And if you don't believe me, just type in their Twitter handles and then type the word Russell Wilson or Jimmy Garoppolo. You will see that every single one of them all wanted to get rid of Hurts. I'm the only person out here that didn't. I'm the only person that explained how he would develop. Let's go. If you like that kind of stuff, hit that smash button, hit that like button, whatever, dude. Appreciate you, Alex. Appreciate you, Wheels. All you guys. I love you. I'm putting in this hard work. I'm smoking at the competition because I know you guys enjoy it and you love it. So, definitely not. I've seen a lot of that. The Patrick Mahomes, all the other trade stuff. Nah, man. I think we'll talk about it. As I said earlier, I'll make a trade show just for everybody, still talking about all the different names out there and stuff. I will break that down for you, just like I did before. If you want to see the old Derrick Henry video, it's the same thought process, though. You can go back and watch that one. That is hilarious, Carolyn. Yeah, I wish. And I know a lot of the media says, Derek Barnett is going to get traded. All these teams are, banging down the door for the Eagles. Oh, please give us Derek Barnett. I don't think any team is banging down the door for Derek. I disagree. I really do. I don't think anybody wants to trade for him, and I definitely don't think they're going to trade an all-pro for Derek Barnett. Just my opinion, though. So we'll see, man. We will see. But I know the that's another thing they're going to try, and that'll be a reason to get the fan base offended again. Well, how we didn't trade for Derrick Henry or Tyreek Hill? And it's like, oh, God. But, yeah, they better buckle up, dude. I'm sitting here at the front conducting this bad boy, and I'm trying to get everyone on board. And you see, I got a bunch with me now. And, you diehards have been riding with me from day one, but it's beautiful. It truly is. And, yeah, we all know that Derek Barnett went to Tennessee, broke Reggie White's sack record there, and got drafted by us to suck. Definitely Super Bowl move. Yeah, man, I wasn't lying when I said we are winning that Super Bowl. That's just the way I feel, man. It's just the way I feel. I don't, but I will break down a few more things that he could possibly do. I don't think any Patrick Mahomes or Derrick Henry type things are happening, but I'll break down each position, how I feel about, remember how I did this offseason where I felt we need help at. I'll do that with this. I'm not going to do contracts for 20 players at each position like I was going to because we already made a trade. Like I'm going to give you how I feel. So, do I think we get Cordero? That is one of the names we talked about during that. So yes, as I was just mentioning there, Legend, I will give you a show with some of the names that I think the lower tier that we could trade for. So we shall see there, but Howie's never done cooking. One more move to be made. Yeah. Howie's never done cooking. And as I said, it was either this show or Victory Monday from earlier today. As I said, look, don't think that, we couldn't add another secondary piece or something. So just keep that in mind. And I'll break that all down during that trade show. Best Super Bowl teams not selling the farm last time we traded. Hey, man, I'm telling you, I wasn't breaking this down as a Super Bowl team this offseason for nothing, man. I agree 100% with you. Hey, man, I'm doing my best. I don't know what else I could do to help. I know the camera and stuff, but it's like I think people don't realize like I can't just spend my money on all these things. Like I have way too much going on in life that I can't, where I would love to make this the greatest, looking and everything, but I try to make my graphics at least good enough and the content, right? You would think, like, well, this guy wears a pretty hat and shoes. He's my favorite content creator. It's like, back in my day, we would have never mind. But it's like, no doubt, I'm glad you think pretty shoes and hats, and that's awesome, dude. And I love anything Eagles. Like, dude, I love wearing Eagle stuff. Love it. But that to me is not how I get my football information. Well, that guy had a pretty hat. Like, that's weird to me. I'm all about information. So if you guys love that kind of stuff, love knowing about stuff before it happens, thank you, my man. I appreciate you. I've been trying to avoid them. I keep seeing people trying to, I'm like, damn it. Think about this guy could teach C.D. Brown and Reed. Yeah, exactly. We talk about veterans, and that's one thing I mentioned during that, safety video GP. So agree with you 100%. You talk about what veterans can do for these young guys. And unfortunately, Evans on IR, and now you get rid of Edmonds. Edmonds is a good help, but not great on the field. We talked about that. So we'll see. I think move for O-line. Not at all, man. I'd love to get me some Cam Jurgens back, so I'm actually pumped to get him back here, and hopefully sooner rather than later, in a week or two. Pumped about Cam Jurgens, though. Do Doctor Strange. Oh, there you go. I already feel like Doctor Strange. I don't know if I'm in the right universe half the time. I really don't know what's going on, but hey, maybe I'm an alternate Howie, and I got brought here. And maybe that's what it was. I'll be half Howie, half Doctor Strange. I'll figure it out here, but love it. Yeah, he sure did. Sua did not look good, so that's why I'm grateful to get Cam Jurgens back. More Kelly Green, yeah, all about that Kelly Green. Only 10 times good. Yeah, way better. Way better. Anybody saying he's not, I'm gonna again tell you to go back and search what they said about Hurst, and that'll tell you all you need to know about their football knowledge. Yeah, Marina, you apparently missed the entire video where we talked about all of that, but thank you for tuning in, and thank you so much for not bringing any negativity about how he's the worst player ever. I cannot tell you how much that means to the world that you didn't come in here with negativity. Thank you. And glad to have you aboard. Let's go. Think Jurgens would come back with Cowboys game? I remember saying to my source, I don't think he can come back till after, so he's going to get that rest between, or was it the Cowboys game? Can't remember. This is where I'm on, and not to knock my source if you're watching. I love you, bro. But he was like, yeah, I can't wait to get Cam back, and I was hopefully have him back for whatever game he said, and I was like, well, actually, I thought Cam was looking pretty good before he got hurt, but unfortunately, I don't believe he can come back until Week 9 versus Dallas due to being on IR. So, yeah, that was. But he was pumped about Jurgens and whatever when we were talking, but I think he was under the mindset that there was still that 2-game IR thing going on, but it was 4. So that's the kind of shit that makes me like, love it. But yes, Cowboys indeed. So only 1 game, but we'll see if he actually does. So we shall find out. Steen's just not ready yet, unfortunately. Pumped about his future, though. But just like with Sidney Brown, Nolan Smith, we talked about it. I know a lot of people don't understand what's going on there, but you got to develop some of these players before you just throw them in, right? So, yeah, the media is going to be confused about why people aren't, seeing more snaps, but they have to understand it takes time. And now they're learning that as it's taken time, and these people are now playing. So, weird. But big shout out to my man GP. Appreciate that super chat, my brother. And look, all the support you guys give, I cannot thank you enough for it. I'm blocking at the very least. Jurgens, yeah, I'm very excited to get Jurgens back for sure. Only gave up 7 points. We gave up 10, but as I talked about earlier in the video, 3 of those we gave them the ball right there in field goal territory. So to me, this team smoked their ass, only like 240 some yards. And I told you, when we beat them, what is going to be the narrative? Like, what are they going to do? Because this is an historic offense, putting up points. What are they going to do when we don't allow them to score points or yards? What's the narrative? And it's the refs and it's injuries. But I thought that didn't count for us. Remember, refs and injuries do not impact the game in any way, shape, or form, okay? They're allowed to cheat against the Eagles. That's just how it goes. Well, all right there, you puss beards. Why don't you grow a fucking pair? Because, well, it's your turn. Oh, well, injuries and refs, they just don't affect the outcome. And let me be real with you, dumb mother. Anybody out here, well, it would have been 31-17, and guess what? That ass beating should have been 45-7. That's simple. You didn't even stand a chance, just like I said. So screw them. And they can keep hating, but like I said, they're going to love this defense. I know they hated me the last couple of years for explaining how this defense works, but I promise you they will be fans of Sean Desai and this defense. Guaranteed. I told you that. I guaranteed it. And I already see those people who went out of their way last year to tell me how little they knew about this defense now having to repeat everything I say. And it's heartbreaking because it's like, I'm only trying to help you, man. And I told you, Desai is Gannon on crack, man. He's going to be 10 times better. And you're goddamn right, Brian. I've got those receipts. So unfortunately for those people, it's just tough. And, I did my best to help them. And they got rid of my Twitter account to get rid of any, proof. But the proof is in the pudding, man. I tried my best to help them. What about Ruben? Are you guys talking? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Probably have to go through Dom first. Well, me and Dom get along well. So I'll happily give Dom a little dap and then walk past him as I go into the room. So looking forward to that. But what do we got here? Trying to scroll through here. There's no lie. I'm like, this guy has to be out. Yo, I appreciate you. I'm just doing the best I can, man. And it's awesome that stuff all happens all the time. It really is. It's cool that, I'm like, oh, man, Eagles fans are going to love this. Somebody that actually gets you right. But I'm going to be honest with you, most of them hate it, and they can't stand that I won't say that we're trading for Patrick Mahomes or how he's got to be fired or Hurts can't develop. They hate that I won't agree with them. And it's like, I'm sorry, dude. I don't agree with stupidity. Kirk Cousins to do what he can't do is win in prime time. We need Kirk Cousins to do what he can't do is win in prime time. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what to say. I think you're talking about Kirk Cousins. But yeah, he can't win in prime time. But yeah, we already beat them. We beat them. Reaction S. Getting Carter was priceless. I'm glad you enjoyed that, man. To get 5 years in a row, no one else even close to ever doing that. That's something special, man. And I've been trying to make this video for years, and all these people keep telling me all this stuff they got. And I'm like, that's awesome, dude. Give me your stuff so I can put it in my video. And then it's like, well, I actually didn't, ever say it. And it's like, because I made like a post like, hey, if anybody has any kind of clips or posts, like, please send them to me. And they're like, well, I did, but just I don't actually have anything that ever says I did. And it's like, all right, well, I'm just saying, for me, like, I'm talking about actually breaking it down and like showing people, like putting my business out there for the entire world. Like, that's what I mean. But yeah, man. That was an emotional time, because I'm like, there's no way we're drafting. Like, each year I've done this, we've gotten right who we're going to draft. So I was like, no way I do it 5 years in a row. No fucking way. And look, you got to hope that we talked about Howie making a move if he needs to. He did that, moved up to 9. He got him. And, that's how I was able to break it down. And look, I'm not happy about getting Rager right. I'm not happy about some of them. But if you know what Howie's looking to do, it gives you a better understanding. If you know how the cap works, what our roster looks like, But these people just kind of go off of nothing. So it's kind of, I don't know where they, they just make shit up and just hope that it sticks. It's truly weird. But if you got anything from this, hit that like button, subscribe. Appreciate you all that support. Dad from Philly, even though I was born 30 minutes from Niner Stadium, but a diehard Eagles fan. No doubt, my man. That's what's up. Love it. Love it. Love it. And I don't care how you guys became fans. I'm not saying you had to be born into it. I'm talking about the new fans. Became fans a few years ago that want to tell us everything about our fan base. Kelly Green sucks. Hurt sucks. Your history sucks. Everyone sucks. And it's like, yeah, look there, little dink. We're going to need you to step off, because this is our team, and we don't accept bandwagon fans. So they just don't understand that yet. And it's really hard for them, because they just really don't know what's going on. Let's go, Linda. Appreciate the hell out of you tuning in here. Thank you again for that super chat the other day. It means the world to me. You guys are way too kind helping out here. Let me just tell you how excited I get to come on these shows and talk to you guys, because you show so much support for me. You stand up to the others that, and like before, I didn't have you guys in the comments. I didn't have you guys like telling these assholes, like, look, man, you might want to pick somebody else to try to tell they're wrong, because this is the guy. And I can't thank you enough for fighting those battles. I don't need you to do it, but the fact that you do go out of your way to support me, show your support, I can't thank you enough. So loving it. And to have Kevin Byard home, we've been trying to make it work now for a year or so, but he's here, baby. So let's go. I appreciate you tuning in, Linda. Hope you're doing well. Tiffany's back. Let's effing go, baby. I am all about it. Let's ride. I think that's every dirt. Yeah, he must. The way he just fleeces people, it is truly beautiful. And the fact that the Titans even answer the phone, well, that is just their stupidity. Yeah, let's go, Phils, indeed. But I'm going to get rolling out here. I want to catch the end of this game so I can try to catch up in the commercials, but who knows if that'll happen. Rick's looked great out there. He sure effing did. Emmons made that play last night. And yeah, dude, he was getting a little too much for me. And, I told you, it was tough, with injuries, but have patience here, because Howie will make a move this week. And for those of you who believed me, those of you said, okay, I'll wait and I'll see it happen. Appreciate you having faith in me. I would not steer you wrong ever. So loving it. English version. No doubt. Great stuff. Yo, appreciate that, Jay. I really do. And B-Walk, my man, thank you so much for the super chat. And I'm going to continue as long as you guys are here giving me a ride to school. I'm going to walk right in those doors. I'm going to take their asses with me. That's all I ask. So I love you. I really do. And you guys keep supporting me, and I'm going to keep dancing on their faces. Dancing on your face. Okay. Anyways, so that was, oof, I'm really running on fumes here today. Holy shit. So look, man, I really think that I'm going to continue loving the Eagles as long as you guys come with me. Well, and after this week, we'll stop laughing at them, right? But I told you this past week, I don't want to hear it, man. I don't want to hear the negativity. If your ass is on here in the comments, the only thing I want to hear is you saying, sorry, Jimmy, you were right again. That's all I want to hear. I don't want to hear the negative bullshit because I've dealt with 6 weeks of dumbasses who don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, I know. You think Brian Johnson should be Hall of Fame coach right now. You think that new coordinators don't mean anything. Injuries don't matter. Yeah, trust me. I saw the level of intelligence out there. So I'm going to keep doing it. But you guys, you showing up, that's what helps us make the rest of this fan base intelligent, because I don't know what happened, where along the way that maybe winning the Super Bowl, but these shitbirds have infiltrated us, and I've had enough. And, you know, the media helps them with their whiny. I mean, you got soccer kids that have never picked up a football telling us how football works. I can't explain to you how hilarious that is to me. Did you ever see, did any of the kids that played soccer in your school ever try out for the football team? And was it not kicker or punter? Ask yourself that. Hilarious to me. And no knock on anyone that plays soccer or anything. I'm just saying, hilarious that these people are football experts. I don't know. What I really need is a new computer, because I could get a camera, but the problem is this Chromebook is a piece of shit, and it's going to continue to freeze and kick me off and not have guests anymore. You know how much it pisses me off? I can't bring on guests and stuff anymore. It kills me. So, you guys just keep showing up, and I'll make it happen eventually here. But I was so close at one point to getting a damn computer, and then I think it was something with the car or something. And it's like, let me just spend all this money I have saved, because it's hard for me to be like, okay, and just go spend this. But if you guys saw the bills, just the medical, like the stuff that just got piled on me, you would understand that it's not so easy for me to just be like, yes. And I don't make a lot of money, so it's not like I could be like, who cares, But I promise you, I'm going to keep working till I get there. Yeah, I've heard that. You know what? And people have told me they're going to help me before. I'm like, I don't really know what I need. So if you guys know about this shit, I think my man Forte in here, he's giving me some support there and helped me, some things. But it's like, I really just need to know what kind of computer I can do this with all these graphics and all the shows, all these things I'm trying to do. But I want to be like, I'm a machine, bro. Like if I'm sitting here, like I do things on my computer and phone at the same time. Like I want to have like 6 screens. I want to be able to, I want to be an animal. I want to unleash what's in here. You guys are seeing about 10% of what you're about to get when I work for the Eagles. Just imagine when I get all the PFF stats, all the things that people, crave to, this is a guy smart. He copied and pasted PFF stats. I'll give you that shit if that's what you want. I do my own research and my own breakdowns because, that's what I've got right now. And weirdly enough, I don't have any of that PFF stuff. And yet I'm the one that gets it right. Maybe that should tell you something. But, take it all with a grain of salt, man. And look, you guys keep showing up. The more subscribers I get, the super chats, my PayPal's on, the more support. And you guys don't have to do anything. Then hit that like button. Do what you can. But you want to buy me a coffee, you want to help me buy a new MacBook, whatever it is in your mind that you're doing to support the channel, I love you. I really do. And support your local heroes indeed, my friend. And I don't know if you're talking about me, but I supported all the heroes last night, as always, during the game. Always love that the Eagles do that. At one point, the Dolphins fan got up and was like, yeah, cheering for the one troop. And I said, man, you don't know how much it means to me, to be able to see you get to cheer for something tonight. I said, so glad you traveled here and you got to cheer for something. I know it wasn't your team, but that was awesome. They had the hardest time. If you guys missed the show from earlier today, I had 2 Dolphins fans sitting in front of me. And let me tell you, had to be the toughest game they've ever endured. The guy stood up right at the beginning of the game. They did something and he bowed, like turned around and did it to the Eagles fan. He's right in front of me. And I looked over at my brother and it was like, this dude, you just sat like in front of the most diehard Eagles fan you're ever going to meet. And you just sat in front of him like, and I'm not like a drunk idiot. Just like, I'm going to punch you and your kids. I'm like, we're going to teach you about football today. And every clap, extra loud right over their heads. Oh, you wanted to be cocky. Oh, maybe just hold that one into the chamber before you go shooting blanks too early there, bud. So, ha! Ooh, I've literally been thinking about them all day. Like, they have to be talking about me like some long-haired piece of shit sat there teaching me all about how football works and why we would lose. And then it all happened. He was a jerk. And then he bowed. It was the best. They left with like 6 minutes left. I was like, yo, guys, have a good one. Safe trail. Boom. How'd that feel, bitch? Sorry, dude. Don't start something you can't finish. I have a MacBook and they have a function that you can use your tablet as a second screen. Got mine for Facebook Marketplace a few years ago. Still working great. See? Now that's it. And just use this stupid little piece of crap still, just connect it with something. So I think I need to just invest some time into, I wish I had more free time because every second that I do have free, I spend making these shows for you guys. But, yeah, just imagine if I had a fast computer and internet that worked. I'd have information out to you because people don't realize this. I get the news. I don't just post it to you. I create a graphic. I create what you need to know, and then I post it. Like, I'm going to give you the information. Like when I posted about the trade, I gave you what we were actually trading for. It wasn't just, oh, my God, I'm going to repeat what someone else said. I'm going to make my cool little graphic for you, let you know what it is, and we'll go from there. But I need it. I need to up the game here. I need to be faster. I need to be better. I need this to look better. I need you to see how ugly I truly look. The wrinkles. When I call myself Skeletor, I mean it. But, bro, I'm a hurting pup. And, yo, that's right, Brian. I need an investor. If anyone is looking to make a smart investment, I will give you 5% of my career earnings. So if you're looking to make bank, baby, invest now. No, I'm just joking. But I always say that when I buy stuff or do stuff for this. And each month, I'm paying for these services. And that's where it's at for me. Like, you guys don't understand. It's not just like, oh, you can't just buy a computer. It's like, no, dude, because each month I'm already paying for all of this shit. Like, I'm already doing all this. It's like, until I'm really making money off of it, can I really invest my own money into it? Because I invest my money into my family before anything else. And that's just how it's always going to be. But I need an investor. I need all the super chat you can get. And I don't ever try to whine about stuff like that or ever ask you or beg you for money. Or I don't ever think that that's what this channel is about. I know a lot of you, the content creators are out there getting you to buy all this stuff while they're saying trade, someone, they're making t-shirts, making money off of it. I would never do that to you, man. But I know you want content. I had a guy that did shirts and he blackballed me. It's like, I don't even understand, dude. So I really, it is what it is. And I believe you and I'm with you. I honestly, as funny as it sounds, like, dog, I'm here showing the world. Like, if you find anybody else doing it, show them to me. I'll bring them on my show, but it's just never happened. So I appreciate you, dude. And anybody ever wants to invest, and look, here's the thing, Brian, all of you are investors. So if you've ever tuned in, you've hit that like button, you've commented, you're already invested. I've already got you down as an investor. You're already here with me going to the top. And when I say it, I mean it. And every person that's ever known me in life, whatever good I get, I'm going to make sure you get some too. So just wait until I get the opportunity to take you places, do stuff. I'm not going to be roofing you when I bring you to the tailgates. I'm not going to be, all these top content creators. It's like, I'm not going to, it gets weirder and weirder as you go through, dude. But if that's what people like, that's fine. But what I want is a place for the diehards. And that's what you guys have created. Not me. I created this place, but you're turning it into the place to be for diehards. And I'm all about it, dude. If you guys want to invest, my PayPal is listed right on this YouTube. But no, dead ass serious. You guys know of any like computers, or maybe you have one you're not using, willing to sell, you got a better one, whatever, or which way I should be looking, maybe a site. I'm looking for all the help I could possibly get, information, anything to make this better. I tell you guys this, I'll do whatever I can to make this better. So if there's more information you need, there's a different show you want, something, whatever it is, I'm going to do what I can. And the rest is going to follow when it can. I promise you that. I don't want you to have to look at this shitty screen and be all the time. I don't like it, man. It actually drives me insane that I put this much work into it and then it's got to look like shit. It drives me insane. And that's the thing, Brian. That's why I said you guys hitting the like button, commenting, doing that kind of stuff. That to me means the world, because there's people I love and support I can't give them a lot of money. I can't give them pretty much any, So it's like, it's not about money to me. We don't all have money. If you got extra money, you want to help me out, let's go. You don't, you can just hit that like button. Appreciate you. You can just comment, you stop and watch it for a second. That all helps me get to the top, every piece of it. So I love you, dude. You don't have to worry about anything like that. I don't expect a cent from you. And you guys that do, it just every time I'm like, are these people really giving me money? Like, you really like me like that? That's means the world to know that you know. And Linda, you son of a bitch. Everybody, one last round of applause for Linda and Candy this past weekend, both with $50 super chats. That's how we start making our way toward that computer, baby. But Linda, I cannot thank you enough. That's seriously, I instantly called my girlfriend. I was like, yeah. And it's so funny. You wouldn't think it's like, oh, that's $50. And that's a lot for a super chat, but it's like, it's not like I won $1 million, but to me, I did. You know what I mean? Somebody in my Eagles family believed in me enough that they wanted to support that and thought that the money they earned working their ass off, they wanted to spend to help make the place they get Eagles content from better. That's insane to me. Like, oh my God. And like, you guys like, oh yeah, you're Howie, this, that, like that. I never had that in life, man. I didn't have people, supporting me, believing me. So it's weird. It's like, I told you, I've never believed in myself. I always let those people win. So if I come off as pompous, it's because I'm tired of people telling me, I don't know, when clearly, and this is how school was, dude. I didn't sleep with my cousins. I wasn't like a weird, hick or anything. And I told you, my family came from Philly, dude. Moved me into oh, dude, you're talking about Backwood Bobby and the boys. And dog, I did not fit in with these people, but I was more intelligent than all of them. I was better at football. And it was just, the great part was one of my best friends' dad was the wide receiver coach. So there was nothing they could do. They had to play me like son of a bitch. And all of the kids, all the entitled kids, like it was tough for them to watch me just be the best on the team. Cause it was like, well, my dad said I would get the plays. And it's like, well, your dad's a pussy. And he's sitting over the sideline beating off, watching me run for an 80-yard touchdown. So I get pumped up when I think about that stuff because I'm glad I, change that leaf. And if you guys, when I tell you, look, I know I sound crazy, but reach out. You ever need someone to talk? I've been to hell and back. I was tired of people shitting on me, especially entitled little douchebags. And that's all I get from the Eagles fan base with these content creators. So you entitled douchebags want to go, let's go. And I take them to the woodshed on the daily. You saw they got my Twitter banned after the Hurt stuff. They don't do well, man. So, hey, all right. I don't blame them for hating me. But look, I'm not going to bow down to anyone ever again in life. And I know that's going to bother people. But for those of you that love and support it, know that when I'm talking down to them, it obviously isn't you. You guys are my diehards. We're laughing at the people that just said we needed to get rid of Hurts. We needed to get rid of Howie like a week ago. God help us. Hit big on one of these bets. Hey, dude, don't. You are young, and I want you to spend your money on doing things. You had said something about getting your own channel going. Spend that money. That, to me, that'd be a bigger investment for me. Watching you grow, knowing that, maybe I could give you some kind of courage or just anything to maybe do your own thing. Or even if you don't do that, it's something. And I don't care, man. But and this is another issue, man. I don't receive things well. So if you guys are trying to give me shit, don't tell me. But I just want you guys to keep showing up. That's all I ever asked for, man. But that means the world. If you hit like $1 million one, I ain't gonna be against it, my dude. So I love you though, Luffy. I really do. And I don't know if I told you this, but yes, big shout out to Linda and Candy there. But Luffy, I think I told you I finally remembered how to say your name right because my kid watches that and he was like, "It's Luffy." I said Luffy. I'm like, yeah, my one buddy on the Eagles page says, or his name says Luffy, and he's like, Luffy. I'm like, oh, Luffy, yeah. So I've got it right now. Yeah, he's all into that stuff. Bro, my kid is now putting me to shame, 13 years old. He's at the gym every day, pumping iron. I was never like that. See, my problem was I was so fast. Like, I was just good without having to try. And then I grew up watching people like Allen Iverson, where it was like, practice? Like, I didn't give a shit, dude. I was already better without doing anything. Here's the issue. There are much bigger schools and better players out there, and I was kind of just in this small world, and it's like I wish somebody would have pushed me to be more, not just the best in my state or, let's be the best in the world. So I try to, do what I can to get in his ear, but I want him to be his own person. And dude, he's out there doing it, man. He's out at the Y every day. Like, he's at the Y right now working out like that. Makes me proud, man. I don't want him to go the route I did. I was good in sports. I was smart. I did all that shit. And then I found drugs and alcohol like 15 years old, and it was a wrap after that, and obviously I had some extracurricular, my dad dying and watching my best friends die. That all played a part in drinking excessively. It wasn't just like a slow start for me like most people. I got right to the point, and look, it is what it is. But, and hey, look, Tiffany, you are also way too kind. Like, I don't even, you guys are just, you're always with the kind comments and stuff. That, seriously, it means the world to me. That's all you guys got to do. But I can't do any of this without you. I can't keep growing. And to the woodshed, to the wall. They played that last night, and every time they do, they always cut it off right at to the sweat drop. And I feel like pretty much all of the stadium was like, till the sweat drops down my. It was awesome, dude. The way we are such a great, if you've ever been to a game, we are so great with the songs. Like, it's a TV timeout and they're playing something. Like, dude, there's a reason they hate us. Like, we are truly the greatest fan base in the world. Like a sea of green. If you guys didn't see it, go check out that player intro video I recorded. I tried not to talk too much. I tried not to yell too loud. I was like holding the phone down here because I get so effing excited. But it's like, you got me losing my mind right now just thinking about it, dude. I bleed green because I love this team and I love all of you guys. And, I don't know where the hell I was going with that older story. I always get drifted off to sea. But, like, my family, I don't know why. I guess my dad was trying to get me away from trouble. He grew up in Germantown and whatever. But it's like a different life. I've always been different. And that's okay to me, man. We didn't have much money growing up. But we had love. My dad and mom, I had the best mom and dad I could ever ask for. And, they taught me how to be loyal, how to fight, and I don't mean like kicking your ass. My brother taught me that. But if you know my brother, that's not good for anyone else. But, they taught me about, never giving up. And thank God for my dad, even though he's been passed for about 10 years now. I would have been dead 7 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, he gave me that fire I needed. So that's what I get from you guys now. I tell you, you've taken that void and you filled it. And you guys, you mean the world to me. Your family, we appreciate them for letting us have you. Yo. And that, they love you guys, and they like watch these shows and see this stuff sometimes. And I'll come out and they'll like comment on something or say something. And I'm like, man, that's, it means the world. Like, people are watching me on TVs and doing things. But that's the one thing people miss. So, Tiffany, I really appreciate you saying that, because it's like, I don't think people understand. Like, you'd think I'm just, doing whatever. But, like, dog, I don't know how I fit, like, making these graphics, doing these things into a day where, I've got a family, but it's sitting in line, picking them up from school, creating that graphic. It's, being in line at, Walmart, grabbing something, and I'm, putting together, producing the show. Like, I'm always thinking about you guys, like, at all times. Like, how can I make this better? How can this be the best show tonight? Like, that's what it is. And it's a sacrifice. I lose time with my beautiful girl and child. And guess what? That video I made earlier, how I kept telling you guys, I got to get out of here. I got to be done by half hour. I thought Chelsea was coming from 2:30 to 3. It turns out she was just home from 2 to 2:30. And I went right through it and she left. And I called her. I'm like, what the... Like, weren't you coming? She's like, yeah, I had to be back by 3. I was like, mother. So I was all bummed out. Herschel's pissed. See? So trust me, but they're also understanding and loving of it, that you guys are family to me as well. So I will definitely tell them that, Tiffany. And I'm sure they'll appreciate it, because, this time, and they're about to. Anything like, they must be home, because my internet is freaking out now, I'm guessing. So, but dude, I do everything I can for you guys, and I love you. I really do. But I better get rolling out, because his internet's about to get real bad, especially if he's on the Xbox or something. One person to man kneel to is no doubt, my man. Bend the knee. Kid knows what's up. Yeah, no doubt he does. He's that's what's up, man. How small of a world is it? And look, I know my dad was trying to do the best for me and didn't want a life of violence and drugs, but that's literally what my life was. So you can't avoid it, man. And I know he was doing his best. He meant well. And my uncle had already lived here. That's what brought him to this area. But you guys know my tale. I was out of here as soon as I graduated. Lived in Brooklyn, lived in Philly, lived in Florida. And then I came back. My dad got real sick, and obviously he passed away. And then shortly after, I found out I have the same disease and almost passed away. So I've been stuck here, but I will get back to Philly. Do not fear. But that's what's up, man. So cool. I miss my dad so much, man, especially games like yesterday, being there with my brother, watching that Kelly Green. It just brought back so many amazing memories being there with him. My Reggie White's son was there, man. It was like, it was very, very emotional for me. I'm not going to lie to you. I loved it. I didn't cry, but I felt choked up, man. I was definitely close. Probably would have if my brother weren't there. But, man, not many people have that life. You're rich. Hey, man. And that's what it's all about to me. And I've always tried to keep that mindset. You know, I might not have all the money in the world, but I've got all the love in the world. And as much as I was lucky to have, loving parents, my family now, like my girlfriend, my kid I couldn't have asked for anything better, because you guys look at those old posts and things where it's like, that was the most trying time. I almost died, man. And those people, they're my family. You don't have to be blood to be family, and it's, you guys, I started this up because of Chelsea, and you guys have been there, with me, and some of you just found me, whatever. But it's like, I feel rich as hell because of that. Like, I got to live. I got a second chance at life, and now I have you guys as part of my life. And I mean, I already had the best family in the world, so now you guys are a part of it, bar none, best in the world. So I am rich, and I was blessed with that, and I try to remember that, and it gets tough in life, especially when you have a disease. It just reminds you how much it gets suck all the time. But you guys remind me what it's all about, just like my family does, and I love you for that. And you know what? Our dads would be pretty proud right now, Brian, watching this team. They're going to be even prouder winning the Super Bowl. I always tell the story being at my dad's grave, Super Bowl morning. Just that time I was crying like a little baby. And just, my grand's there, my aunt's there, my brother's buried there. I was just sitting there like, look, this is going to be it. Like, this is it, man. And that was the most emotional. And I went to my uncle's to watch Super Bowl. He had a picture of my dad right next to the TV. He's like, he's got to be here with us. And I was like, oh, man. That was very emotional for me. So this year, now my pop is still going, dude. And I'm going to need him to see that Super Bowl. I need to see him win this World Series. I'm going to need all of it, dude. But for those we miss, they're whatever you believe in. I don't want to push anybody away, but I like to believe, they're watching us from afar, and they know what's coming. And that's a Super Bowl win, and they're going to enjoy every second of it. But I love you, Brian, and always here if you ever want to talk, man. I know some days I wish, I just had someone to talk to about stuff like that. And, my girlfriend will be at work, and it's just, hey, we all go through stuff. So you guys ever need a friend, I say it every single show because I mean it. Reach out. Doesn't have to be about birds for me. That's how I open the door to talk to people. I'll talk about birds, and then we can get into life, but don't hesitate. Seriously, I've been to hell and back. I'm psychotic. Like I'm crazy, man. So if you think you're too crazy, or you've been through this, or you've done that, and nobody can help you, and you can't change, bullshit. You can, you will, you just got to do it. So I'm here to show people it doesn't matter, that you don't have to be entitled to make it in life. Hard work does pay off. I will be living proof of that. Never effing give up. But I love you all. You are all truly special to me, each and every one of you. I cannot thank you all enough for the super chats today. And for those of you that just tune in and watch, those of you who like, who comment, that all means the world. All of that support truly helps. No matter what you're doing, do what you can. That's all I ask, and I thank you for it. But I hope you're all having a great Monday, baby. This one went on for way longer than I ever imagined, but I love all of you, and I will always talk to you as much as I can. But the fam's home, so I'm going to get rolling. But if you need me, or you want to keep talking birds, you can always comment on this video. Go back to one of the older ones, whatever you want, whatever's on your mind. I'll always be down to talk some birds. I'm actually at one point tonight going to go through. I've got about 50 comments to try to I keep trying to catch up, and the more keep Hold on, I'm frozen. Don't know if you can hear me. Back tomorrow, behind enemy lines, Washington Commanders, breaking down everything you need to know about them. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. I hope you all have yourselves a great night. Appreciate you tuning in. Stay safe out there, and as always, say it with me now. Go Birds!